trade my nursing scrubs for patient gowns, moving from standing beside the surgeon to assist with surgeries, to lying on the operating table, having my own chest split open. The doctors identified the mass as an invasive cortical thymoma, a rare cancer originating in my thymus gland. I underwent surgery in my hometown of Cagayan de Oro, followed by chemotherapy and radiotherapy here in Metro Manila. Unfortunately, the disease progressed. The mass grew and lesions spread to my lungs and kidneys. My prognosis was grim, so poor that unbeknownst to me, one of my doctors told my parents I had only 6 months to live. It was an incredibly difficult time for our family, but God carried us through. I once read that God allows crisis in our lives to bring us into a deep, deep faith. For me, cancer was my spiritual turning point. I grew up knowing about Jesus, but it was through my cancer journey that I truly got to know Him personally. I began watching CCF sermons online, eventually attended in person, and joined a discipleship group that I later met face to face. In 2019, right before returning to Cagayan de Oro for palliative treatment, a pathology review revealed a completely different diagnosis: primary mediastinal large B-cell lymphoma, a rare and aggressive type of blood cancer. I had been misdiagnosed. My family and I were baffled, yet we chose to see it as an answered prayer, a miracle in misdiagnosis, because it meant I now had a better chance of survival. I restarted chemotherapy in Cagayan de Oro. After several cycles, however, I developed severe pneumonia. Placed in the intensive care unit, I ultimately had to be airlifted to Metro Manila, where I was hooked to a non-invasive mechanical ventilator to force air into my lungs. I wanted to cry, but all I could do and think of was breathe. Hinga, ginhawa in Bisaya. I thought that was it, my earthly end. But by God's grace, I pulled through. The tears finally came when I was transferred to a regular room. I cried for my family, I cried for myself, and I cried out to God, thanking Him for keeping me alive. After spending a month in the hospital, we tried to resume chemotherapy, but it was no longer working. My cancer was declared refractory or resistant to treatment. I needed a different chemo regimen and a stem cell transplant. We moved forward with another line of treatment, but that failed too. The disease was still progressing, and I was in so much pain. I asked God so many questions. Why, God? How long, God? When, God? Even when I don't understand His ways, I rest in the knowledge that He is faithful. He will never leave me and He will never forsake me. I find comfort not only in His promise of healing, but above all, in His promise of resurrection. In 2020, still by God's grace, a new regimen finally worked. After 2 years of relentless treatments, a misdiagnosis, and surviving severe pneumonia, my cancer was in complete remission. To ensure it stayed that way for years to come, I underwent a stem cell transplant. This required another month-long hospital stay right at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. Managing the costs and logistics during a lockdown was terribly difficult, but my loved ones rallied together, crowdfunding financial support and arranging transport for blood donors. We were asked to prepare at least 4 donors for red blood cells and platelets. My sister also had to be admitted as my stem cell donor, becoming quite literally my hero. I remain amazed by how God placed the right people in my life. While the transplant itself was unimaginably tough, recovery has been its own long journey. It has required repeated tests, regular consultations, and tapering of medications only to restart them. Even now, I still deal with the long-term side effects of treatment, alongside waves of anxiety, fear, and grief. Yet an author once wrote that cancer is a disease where attitude is everything. So I choose an attitude of gratitude. I am deeply thankful to be alive and immensely grateful to my doctors, nurses, family, and friends who stood by me through a physically, psychologically, and financially exhausting battle. We could never have afforded my treatments without the overwhelming generosity of so many people, including strangers. Most importantly, I choose an attitude of faith, trusting wholeheartedly in a God who heals and restores. Grace upon grace, God made a way for me to return to school, complete my master's degree, and resume my nursing practice as a campus nurse.
Nice.
He also led me to connect with fellow young adults with cancer. Together, we founded Cancer sa Adolescents and Young Adults, or KAYA, a non-profit organization committed to providing a safe space for Filipinos aged 15 to 39 with cancer. Bringing me deeper into this vision, God allowed me to meet Kyla, a fellow young adult with cancer from CCF. She introduced me to Tita Ivy and Tita Eva, inspirational cancer thrivers and spiritual mentors. With Kyla's passion, Tita Ivy's support, and Tita Eva's leadership, we formed Grace Navigators, a discipleship group dedicated to walking alongside young adults with cancer. Our demographic faces unique challenges. Just as we are reaching major life milestones like finishing school, building careers, or getting married, a cancer diagnosis turns our world upside down. Grace Navigators aims to help these young adults navigate the highs and lows of life amidst cancer. We remind one another that we are never alone and that Jesus, our living hope, is with us through it all. Beyond our monthly online Bible study, we connect through in-person meetups, home and hospital visits, and support during wake services. It has now been 8 years since an ordinary chest x-ray thrust me into an extraordinary cancer journey with an even more extraordinary God. While preparing this testimony, I revisited my old blog posts documenting the ordeal and found myself in awe of God's grace all over again. I am reminded of how intimately present He was, both in the smallest details and the biggest moments. Back then, I made a promise to Him to fight the good fight of faith and to make known His goodness and faithfulness in my life. I am Lenny Rose Veronilla, an ordinary person serving a good, faithful, and extraordinary God. To God be the glory.